Janelle Brown came silent and alone, but not defeated. The soundstage lights already burning overhead with the burden of decades on her shoulders. She entered the backstage curtain wearing jeans and a subdued green blouse. She exuded calmness, confidence, and purpose. Most people couldn't read her face, however, those who had followed her path were aware that this time was different. The Janelle who attempted to maintain harmony was not this one. This was the Janelle who had made her decision at last. With its rustic chairs, fake bookshelves, and ambient lighting that softened even the most painful realities, the tell-all stage had been transformed to look like a cozy living room. But what was going to happen could not be softened by any decor. Janelle and Robyn were seated opposite one another with plenty of room between them. Her anxious gaze shifted from the cameras to the host and then back to the vacant chair next to her, which was Kody's chair. He retreated from the conflagration he had helped start, refusing to go to a tell-all for the first time. TLC had pleaded with him to attend. He refused to even call. A brief note conveyed through his assistant said, "Not interested in participating," with no further reason. Hey, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Sister Wives News Update. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. As an experienced interviewer, the host was aware that this reunion was not like any other. After taking a quick look at her cards, she focused entirely on Janelle. "Janelle," she said softly, "there has been a lot of conjecture regarding your current status from fans, the media, and even members of your own family, in particular Robyn. After all this time, do you believe there's a chance you two may get back together?" The ensuing quiet was dense, personal, and impenetrable, as Janelle inhaled deeply and collected her thoughts. As she had done for years, the cameras remained fixed on her. However, this time, she didn't edit her words. She stated bluntly, "I don't want a relationship with Robyn." Robyn blinked. The host's mouth opened in mild surprise. "Let me be clear. Hatred is not an issue here. I don't despise her. I simply don't believe her. And for the first time in my life, I don't feel the need to push something that never was in the first place." Robyn's face twisted in real time. Her hands were gripping her lap as her eyes went glossy. Janelle, however, remained firm. "I tried for years," added in a firm voice. "I made an effort to include her and connect with her. Kody insisted that she was just misunderstood. So I disregarded my gut that she would change her mind if we all given her some time. However, she never did. She had no real desire to be one of us. Kody was what she want forever." Robyn started to reply, but Janelle held up her hand a little, not combatively, but definitively. "I no longer want to engage in this back and forth. I've experienced that for years. She played the victim while the rest of us struggled to keep this family together. And I spent years watching her control Kody and be protected at the expense of my children." The words were fined by years of silent resentment and emotional control, were incisive but calm. There was a lot that viewers never saw. The host, who was clearly shaken but calm, said cautiously, "Many of them ended up on the floor of the cutting room. Would you feel at ease showing some of that to the audience today?" Janelle gave a nod. Now is the moment. Janelle's statement that she wasn't sure where she stood with Kody was just a small part of the season 17 footage. However, a tense interlude between scenes that was caught on camera by a moving backstage camera had not been broadcast. Janelle was outside the studio pacing near a production trailer. Her mic was still hot. She didn't know it was being recorded. "He doesn't ask about Savannah. He doesn't even text her," she whispered into her phone. And Robyn sits there like it's noble, like she's just trying to keep peace. But it's always her peace, her kids, her comfort. The rest of us are disposable. The audio cut to static before fading. The studio audience, producers, and even the host sat frozen. The emotional impact was immediate and brutal. Back on stage, Robyn sat stiffly, stunned. "I didn't know you felt this way," she said, her voice cracking. "You didn't ask," Janelle replied coldly. "You never asked." The episode hadn't even finished airing before the internet caught fire. Twitter lit up with live reactions. Janelle just dropped a nuclear bomb on Robyn. That was not a clapback. That was a full, scorched earth exit. TikTok creators stitched their own commentary over the footage. Psychologists analyzed Robyn's body language. Facebook groups filled with fans finally felt vindicated in what they had always suspected. Kody didn't respond publicly. TLC released a vague statement that he was prioritizing his privacy. Sources close to production, however, said Kody was furious, not at Robyn, not even at TLC, but at Janelle for breaking the code. He never realized the code was already shattered. Janelle had just stopped pretending. Weeks later, cameras captured a private sit-down between Christine and Janelle at a quiet Salt Lake City cafe. No producers, no fake setups, just two women who had once clung to sisterhood like a lifeline. "I'm so proud of you," Christine said, reaching across the table. "That wasn't easy, but it was necessary." Janelle looked tired, but lighter. "I've spent most of my adult life minimizing myself for Kody, for that system, and for Robyn's comfort. I'm done." Christine's voice turned firm. "She never deserved you. None of them did, and you don't owe her silence anymore." The season ended not with drama, but with quiet symbolism. Janelle stood alone on a wind-swept plot of land, Coyote Pass, the place that Kody had once promised would be their paradise, the land that had become a monument to broken dreams and empty promises. She wore hiking boots and carried nothing but a bottle of water. The desert wind tugged at her hair as she stood there for a long time, staring out across the empty acreage. She whispered to the camera, "I used to see potential here. I see lies now. I can see how much effort we put into this fantasy in the hopes of creating something enduring. However, we only created illusions, and I'm done holding on to them." Blackness crept across the screen. Then there was just one line. Janelle doesn't talk to Robyn anymore. She continues to live independently and is focused on healing, travel, and her children. After a long, bitter fire, the tell-all fallout was still present in the air like smoke. Social media was still on fire. However, a startling turn of events took center stage as the cameras re-entered for the last reunion episode. During the previous few tell-alls, Meri Brown had mostly kept quiet, often evasive, observing as others expressed realities she was too scared or too damaged to express. However, that all changed when she took the stage with a battered, leather-bound notebook in her hand. A diary, one of several. Although the audience was unaware of it at the time, this book would start a new kind of fire, one that had been simmering in the background for more than 10 years. Meri walked in with a calm grace, but there was a change behind her eyes. The host appeared uncomfortable, knowing what was going to happen. Meri sat down next to Janelle with unexpected solidarity and said, "I want to share something before we begin. The time has come." On her lap, she laid the journal with Robyn joining the family. "I began to maintain a private record. Not everything was written by me. I was unable to. However, I wrote down the things I was scared to say aloud." Robyn tensed all over the stage. She stared at the book as if it were a loaded weapon. It was, in many respects. Knowing that whatever Meri was going to reveal had the ability to completely change everything, Janelle leaned forward and watched in silence. Meri started reading aloud from the book. November 7th, 2010. Robyn's wedding ceremony just ended. Spiritually, of course. Kody appeared so engaged and alive. I made an effort to smile during the ceremony, but I felt queasy the entire time. He gave her the same look that he gave me. I feel unnoticeable. Perhaps I'm deserving. Gave me a hug. Later stated her desire to have sisters. I couldn't trust her, though, because of something in her eyes, as if she had already triumphed. The room became silent. Robyn's eyes widened in shock as her face froze. I didn't mean. With a firm but trembling voice, Meri held up her hand. Allow me to finish. April 18th, 2013. Robyn gave me a call today to discuss the family's financial situation. Robyn, not Kody. She said she was concerned that Christine and Janelle weren't pulling their weight. I questioned her about why she felt it was appropriate for her to bring it up. Because Kody and I talk about everything, she said, laughing. I realized then that she was more than just a wife. She was becoming the gatekeeper, the supervisor, the substitute. Then Robyn interrupted, her voice breaking. Meri, that's unfair. Kody needed help, but he was overwhelmed. Meri turned to face her. By keeping him apart from the rest of us, you were able to assist him. You became indispensable, and we let you. This journal entry was like a sledgehammer to the gut. It became colder in the room. The crew even halted their motion. October 2nd, 2015. I was the victim of catfishing. Everyone is aware of that. However, they are unaware of its predecessors. I felt so alone. Kody refused to come near me, would no longer speak to me as he once did. I pleaded with him to approach. Robyn was having a sensitive day, he said. No one gave a damn during my 1,000 sensitive days. I sent a message to someone I believed to be a man. I needed to feel like I was real. Someone had to see me. I wanted to avoid cheating. I needed to take a breath. She didn't conceal the tears that streamed down her cheeks. Janelle fought back tears of her own, clearly shaken. The host said softly, Why now, Meri? Why disseminate this now? Meri's eyes were fixed on the camera. Because I spent too much time lying to myself. I believed that I would find love again if I kept quiet. Kody would see me if I persevered and proved myself. But I only turned into a shadow. And because I believed it was inevitable, I let Robyn steal the show. However, it wasn't. She looked over at Robyn. You could have remarked, This is incorrect. Let's encourage one another. You put yourself at the center instead. The monarch. The others were courtiers who were obedient to your emotional demands. Finally, with mascara running and tears streaming, Robyn spoke. She spoke in a halting, broken voice. Meri, I was just trying to live. My family was already broken when I arrived. Yes, Kody leaned on me. However, I didn't request all of the responsibility. What I had to carry, I did. All of you shoved me away. You cut yourself off. Janelle interrupted, her tone direct and low. Everything was about you. And now that we gave up trying, you want pity. Meri shut the journal quietly. I no longer feel angry. I'm over my anger. However, I had to say it. Everything prior to my release. A few weeks later, a brief segment, an intimate update, was broadcast on TLC. Meri was standing inside the Parowan, Utah bed and breakfast that she now fully ran. There were no husbands, no sister wives, Meri only. She gave the camera a smile. I believed my happiness depended on Kody. I believed that in order to be whole, I needed a plural family. However, having my own name in space has brought me peace. I hope they're doing well. However, I no longer belong in that story. She paused. I don't want to, either. Meri has stopped communicating with Kody and Robyn. She continues to work on healing and self-rediscovery, documenting her journey in a new memoir currently in progress. And there's more. Everything you need to know about Sister Wives Season 19 schedule, including when one-on-one tell-all episodes will be shot. The unconventional family life of Kody Brown, his 4 wives, and their kids is chronicled in Sister Wives. The program provides a close-up view of the difficulties and dynamics of polygamous marriage. It examines how the family shares personal milestones and challenges while navigating parenthood, relationships, and social influences. Since it began airing on TLC in 2010, Sister Wives has drawn notice for its candid depiction of a way of life that is rarely seen on mainstream television. Given that current events are revealed through social media interviews and online updates, many fans are annoyed that Sister Wives Season 19 aired years after actual life. Nevertheless, the show offers what social media cannot: intimate discussions, arguments, and emotional turning moments that brought the family to their current situation. Viewers are drawn in by the unique perspective provided by private events like Christine's engagement party, while events like Gwen's wedding were published because they weren't shot. The family frequently refrains from sharing specific footage online in order to preserve stories. Fans wouldn't feel so far behind in the Brown family's journey if the show broadcasts more closely to real time. When Garrison Brown, the son of Kody and Janelle Brown, committed suicide in March 2024, tragedy befell the Brown family. Producers decided to mention his death in the Season 19 premiere episode, despite the fact that it happened after a large portion of the season had been produced. According to reports, filming went on in 2024 to document the family's emotional reaction and the fallout from the tragedy. Unlike previous episodes, these developments indicate a more gloomy tone for the show. The tell-all special concluded a very touching and life-changing chapter for the family. On February 2, 2025, the day of the season finale, filming for the Sister Wives Tell-All special began several months prior to its premiere on TLC and streaming services. The precise date of filming is still unknown, although hints from the video point to it possibly being shot in October 2024. The Browns are getting ready for a long day of shooting at the start of the special. In one scenario, Janelle speaks with Madison Brush, her daughter, and Caleb, Madison's husband. They talk about how Sakana, a member of the interview team, asked some difficult questions that made Janelle anxious. Madison's calendar appears momentarily as he and Caleb get ready to drive Janelle to the airport. The calendar appears to display October 2024, albeit it is hazy, suggesting that the special was shot around a month to the September 15, 2024 premiere of Season 19. The fact that it occurs 7 months after the untimely death of Janelle and Kody's 25-year-old son, Garrison Brown, makes the timing particularly noteworthy. Even though the season's last episodes touched on his death, the family asked that it not be brought up during the tell-all. Sister Wives stars the quick expansion of Christine Brown and David Woolley's Airbnb firm has raised concerns about potential financial overstretching. Prior to leaving their multiple marriage in 2021, Christine, 53, was married to polygamist Kody Brown. She raised Kody's 6 children during their 27-year marriage. As the third of his 4 wives, Christine tried online dating after the breakup and quickly found David. The couple's friendship developed rapidly. Within a month of meeting, they were looking at potential wedding locations. Their 2023 wedding was highlighted in a Sister Wives television special in Moab, Utah. Christine Brown and David Woolley exchanged vows there because they had spent so much time there early in their romance. They had a profound connection to the place and found it to be very important. Since then, the Sister Wives Season 19 cast members have purchased multiple homes in Moab with the intention of turning them into rental properties. Each house has been painstakingly remodeled and furnished to offer warm and welcoming spaces for guests. Christine actively markets these rental properties to her sizable social media following. However, there are concerns about whether they are taking on too much financial risk given their rapid entry into the vacation rental industry. The Sister Wives Season 19 stars, Christine Brown and David Woolley, have quickly grown their Airbnb business in Moab, Utah, a location that holds significant meaning for them. Since getting married in 2023, the couple has bought several homes and painstakingly renovated them to make comfortable vacation rentals. Christine used her substantial social media following to advertise these residences, drawing visitors with their distinct charm. Although their active involvement in repairs shows their dedication, the quick purchase of houses raises questions about possible financial overstretching. In spite of this, their expanding company demonstrates their drive and same goal in the cutthroat Moab rental market. Several of their properties have been the subject of posts by Christine. Her most recent post was on the Storm House, as she refers to it. Christine claims that the spacious home can accommodate 10 people and has 3 suites. It's close to Zion's Sand Hollow, and so many hiking and riding trails is one of the things she captioned in the video. Christine and David show the audience the charming home, which has a theme for each bedroom. The brand plays a significant role in the pitch because one hallway also contains pictures of sister wives. This is the 3rd property that Christine and David have owned recently. Christine shared on Instagram that she and David were offering steep discounts on all of their Airbnb rentals. This could indicate that they are having trouble finding tenants, which could indicate financial difficulty. Although the Sister Wives Season 19 cast has quickly grown their rental business, sharp price reductions may be a sign of less demand than anticipated in the cutthroat Moab market. The reductions imply trouble filling reservations, even though they have worked hard to update the houses and advertise them through Christine's considerable social media following. This action may indicate a need to create cash flow, which raises questions regarding overstretching and the long-term viability of Christine and David's ambitious Airbnb business. Many people felt uneasy when Kody Brown revealed some extremely private information about his romantic life during the Sister Wives Season 19 tell-all. Robyn Brown joined Meri, Janelle, and Christine Brown as Kody's 4th wife in 2010. As Kody and Robyn's connection deepened over time, the other 3 wives began to feel neglected and tense. Kody eventually found himself in an exclusive relationship with Robyn. After Meri, Janelle, and Christine made the decision to break up with him, Kody no longer seems interested in engaging in polygamy and seems happy with monogamy. TLC released Kody's exchange with Suki Krishnan, host of Sister Wives Tell-All, in which he called Robyn's intimacy Mormon naughty. While not engaging in sexual activity prior to marriage, they did enjoy private moments, such as hugging and kissing. Many viewers were horrified by this love confession. One Instagram user, @RoseWasHoodAt, commented, "Cringe, cringe, cringe. Why is this constantly showing up on my feed? What did IAM1229 wrote? Please get and keep this man and his wife off of my screen," commented by @EileenGordon378. "Oh no, Kody looks so awkward." The viewers' unease was heightened by the news that Kody didn't hit a home run and the analogy of his private life with Robyn to athletics. Kody wasn't given a very good impression by his awkward exchange with Suki at the tell-all. Since many fans didn't find it interesting to read about his private life with Robyn, his attempt at humor instead failed. Kody's remarks have already caused fans to shake their heads. Let us know in your comments, and stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks, everyone.